plate mail who heads up to the bar to get a drink. And also, oddly, there appears to be a human beggar in as well. As you guys sit down to eat, okay, well that's about it. So you guys eat dinner and then you go to bed. Unless you have anything else you want to do.
Move and watch.
Your rooms get raided in the night once. Now Adam's all paranoid.
No, I just have it memorized. Why not cast it?
Right.
I mean, he's casting it by the door. It's not like that's going to help if there's more secret passages.
Right, that's true. All right, well, you guys sleep for the night. Okay, so as you guys awaken and wander down to the tavern proper to find some food, it's pretty quiet and solemn. I mean, you can tell that all the dwarves are a little on edge. The same dwarf that you saw in plate mail the night before is grumbling irately at the bar. Human mismanagement causing this awful beer shortage. And as you guys sit down and you begin to eat your breakfast, that same dwarf gets louder and more vocal and blasted decrees. Where does the Duke get these harebrained ideas anyway? If dwarves were in charge. And he continues kind of grumbling on. Some of the dwarves actually seem a little bit nervous about it. Because he's getting pretty irate. What are you guys doing?
Minding my breakfast.
I'm going to walk up to him.
Okay.
I would say, is there another decree? It can't be as bad as the beer tax.
Ugh, nothing could be as bad as the beer tax.
Agreed.
There hasn't been a new one yet.
Well, that's a relief.
But if dwarves were in charge, none of this would be happening. The Duke's
Obviously.
mad, I tell you.
Sounds like it.
So as you're chatting,
Mm-hmm.
you're going to begin to hear commotion coming from the street.
Is it coming closer?
Yeah, a little bit.
I freeze in place.
Another dwarf sticks his head through the tavern door and announces, "The Duke's herald approaches. There must be a new decree."
I run back over to the party.
Okay. You hear kind of a pounding noise outside.
Well, I'm going to stand up, wipe my mouth off, and go out and see what it is.
What about the rest of you?
Yeah, I'll go too. Nervously, worried it's another beer decree somehow.
Oh, yeah, sure. I'll
Okay.
head out.
Yep.
Okay. So, as you head outside, you're going to see a herald and a guard of 10 soldiers. They pound a decree into the wall, but the herald also unrolls a scroll and begins to read loudly.
That's good, because I can't read.
Be it known that to all that his benign munificence Stephen, Duke of Rona, has declared the following to be an official decree. Whereas the scheming, greedy, and cunning nature of the dwarven folk is known to all. Whereas their short statures and bearded appearances are an affront to the sensibilities of decent humans. And whereas the citizens of Runa have already borne the insulting presence of these creatures for far too long, it is hereby decreed that a state of war exists between the foul and corrupt domain of Rockholm and the virtuous and principled duchy of Runa. Furthermore, any dwarf found to be within the boundaries of said duchy within 1 hour of reading of this decree will be considered a dangerous criminal subject to arrest. Its punishment shall be a public shaving of its face and stretching of its vile person on the rack until such time as it attained a more human stature. Such is the word of the Duke of Runer.
Well, I'll be
Rona.
a bearded gnome. Oh wait, I am a bearded gnome. All right, I'm safe.
So the herald and escort begin to move up the street, and the dwarves head back inside. And as you head inside, that same plate-mailed dwarf is getting more and more irate, and he proclaims, "It's Draco who's behind this. You can mark my words."
Who?
Who? Draco Stormsailor, head of the guard. If it's war he wants, then it's war he shall get. Foul and corrupt domain indeed. He's beginning to work himself into kind of a sputtering frenzy.
This is not going to end well.
Now would not be the time for rash actions.
Huh.
Or for a rash.
Right.
Itch. Y'all
Do you
splotchy.
say that to him, Devin?
Yeah.
Well, I understand what you're thinking, but we have so little time to just up and leave in the middle of the job. I'm telling you, there's strange things happening at the ducal barracks lately.
Clearly.
I agree.
What have you seen?
Well, I haven't seen anything. I just got here, but that decree doesn't make much sense.
Oh, I'm telling
Beer
you,
tax?
people who don't belong there are coming and going at all times. Draco Stormsailor is somehow behind this. I would suggest, if you want to find answers, you would look at the barracks. Now, I must go. I have to help them. I have to help my brothers get ready to leave. But stretching and shaving, huh? I'd like to see them try. Give me 30 seconds with that confounded Duke. And he begins to storm up the street. And you could hear him actually for several minutes continuing to fume and declare.
I like that guy.
All right. So the dwarf has now stormed off. Hi. Okay. How do I need to get my accent back? I gotta go from like dwarf to Miguel, which is more greetings,
Just-
ladies.
Be like,
Oh,
hello,
hi.
my name is.
Inigo Montoya. Hello, my name is Miguel Hernando de la Montoya. They do not want me here. Prepare to die. We must come up with a way for me to still be able to follow you through the city. If I am caught, it will be shaved. And, well, I guess the rack, but who cares about that? They would shave my beard.
Truly a fate worse than racking.
We've been traveling together for 10 days right now, so I know a little bit about the party, right?
Right.
Daedrin, what kind of things can you put in that magic baggie of yours?
What were you thinking? I was thinking you could craft them up some stilts. You can wear a cloak, look all bigger like.
I could try to disguise you.
We could put him in your magic baggie.
I don't know. What do you think, Miguel?
I do not think I would fit. Also, I do not think there is air in that.
You'd be right.
I know it was probably a different edition, but I read about a wizard that carried a half-orc fighter around in his bag of holding for when he needed it.
Carried a what?
Half-orc fighter around in his bag of holding. Then he would sneak him into places and then pop him out. And I bet you it was like a 3rd or 4th edition thing they were talking about. But
I ran a Hackmaster campaign where the players decided the best way to kill enemies was to bag them. Just stick them in the bag of holding and wait for them to suffocate.
Gives me a fantastic idea.
Well, yours is a little guy. That's not that big of an opening. Unless you're trying to kill a giant weasel.
Well, I probably could carve some stilts, and Taka could try and disguise you. We could maybe make you look human-ish.
Bearded human.
More human than me, anyway.
You'd get to keep the beard.
That's amazing. Roll a proficiency check. How are you going to disguise him, Adam?
Yeah, not at all.
So he's going to put on long pants and have stilts?
You'll be
up, Commander.
I passed mine by 12, so I carved him some beautiful stilts.
I failed mine by 6.
How long would that have taken you?
Well, I mean, if I have the materials on hand, probably an afternoon.
Okay. So at this point, the dwarven quarter's pretty much completely cleared out.
Oops.
And it's getting late into the evening. Interestingly enough, that beggar is still there. He gets up, looks at you funny, and he walks over to Thadrin and says, what's he supposed to say?
Mm-hmm.
Wisdom may hide behind a hairy face. And then he walks away and leaves.
Okay.
He's had a bit too much to drink.
Did
This whole town got mad.
Did he just call you dumb? Because you don't have a hairy face.
Very insightful, my dear friend.
So are you guys
Disguise
gonna...
only works on self. So I can't actually disguise him.
I was kind of wondering that, but
Please
I said not to
try.
say anything. Figured you'd...
I try.
What are you going to do?
Long pants. Giant stilts. I am not a smart gnome.
In some ways, the stilts are more like platform shoes in a way. I mean, it's not like we have to get him that tall.
He's 4'5".
Well, he already doesn't sound like a dwarf.
Yeah. So, I mean, he's only a foot and an inch shorter than I am. So we need to get, 8 to 10 inches for him, and then...
Okay.
That's quite a lot.
Well, I mean...
Night has now fallen.
So all the dwarves are gone?
Yes.
We can have free reign of the tavern?
Yes.
Did they leave all the beer?
No.
No.
Do
Did they leave any beer?
Yes. Miguel bought a keg.
Your best friend, Miguel.
Katrina and Carmen. Anyway, the twins.
Explore the tavern, make sure there's no other entrances or exits.
There's not. There's just the one.
Okay. So before we rest, Wyvern watch at that door.
None of the spells that would help that I know would last long enough.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have invisibility?
I do, but how long does that last? It's only
Because
24 hours, is assuming he doesn't like attack or.
for pretty much everyone but Chris's character, they're going to look at Miguel's disguise and think, that's not going to work.
Really?
He looks like a dwarf in high heels.
Oh, good times.
Miguel's gone full drag queen.
Let me double check how long it lasts.
2d6 rounds, 2 per level. I can cast blindness on anyone who sees him. Like he's invisible.
How many people do you think are going to see him in a crowded city?
Hopefully not more than one. Because I can only cast it once a day.
It doesn't make him quiet, though. You might have to give him your boots.
No, that's not going to work. I need my boots.
The spell remains in effect until it is magically broken or dispelled, until the wizard or recipient cancels it, until the recipient attacks any creature, or until 24 hours have passed.
Go with
It
that.
lasts a while.
That sounds much better.
As long as he can, not attack anything, I think we'll be good.
In a crowded city, the noise won't be an issue.
Yeah.
Especially with us.
And be relatively quiet.
Mm-hmm.
But from an RP perspective, I'm supposed to avoid the illusion spells, but it doesn't say I can't under extreme circumstances.
Right.
Well, it's not like you're casting it on yourself
And
to be sneaky.
I don't have it memorized right now.
Well, we're resting, so.
Yeah, we're about to.
Because it's nighttime again. Because the days are like 5 minutes long, apparently, here.
Who's pinging?
Me. Does
Oh.
it make a noise?
No, I saw it at the bottom edge of the screen and was trying to figure out what was going on.
Well, no, because you guys had to wait while he whittled stilts.
Oh, that's right. Plan was bulletproof.
You guys are going to hear guards coming up the path. Well, you'll hear armor coming up the path.
Hide him in an
Hide
empty barrel.
Miguel for now.
Hide Miguel.
Okay.
Hide him in an empty barrel and then dump him in the river. Then he can get to Lake Town.
What?
The Hobbit, the barrel, the
Oh.
dwarves in the barrels.
Okay.
Oh, my head hurts.
Okay, so where you hide Miguel in a barrel?
I mean, if it's an inconspicuous barrel, not one in the middle of the floor.
That makes me think of Wind Waker. Oh, there's just a barrel there.
Well, there's this barrel. Whatever.
Sounds like a
the
lot
barrel moved 12 feet, but that's completely normal.
Perfectly normal barrel.
I will also hide in the same room as Miguel. And by hide, I mean just freeze in place. That's much better than my hide check.
You hear them slamming things, doors open. Eventually they get to the tavern. They slam the door open and see the three of you who are there and say, "What are you doing here in the dwarven quarters?"
We were renting a room when you kicked the dwarves out, and we already paid for it, so we stayed.
Roll a charisma check.
Why is he the one talking?
Because I know neither of them are going to.
Wait. Am I close by him?
Yes.
You actually made that.
I passed.
Oh, he passed. Okay.
Dwarves are filthy and miserable. I wouldn't stay here more than another night. Their stenches fouled the place. And they head out and leave.
Oh, good. Help Miguel out of his barrel.
Let me at him. Let me at him. All right, so it is now the morning.
Oh. Sweet, the night passed by in the event.
So, you gonna make him invisible?
So, okay, just to remind you guys, so they're talking about Draco, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Draco's the guy I mentioned in the beginning when I was reading all that the
These
fluff
are
the
stuff.
guy that
Yeah.
was like plundering
Yeah.
around and eventually settled down.
Yeah, Draco is. Let me just reread the stupid fluff bit about Draco. 'Cause it's important. I'm gonna read the stupid bit that is important. The Ducal Guard is responsible for maintaining order in the community as well as defending it from any outside threats. This brutally effective force is led by Draco Stormsailor, whose name inspires fear and awe in most Runians. Once Draco sailed to all parts of the world on plundering expeditions, now he has settled down to the quiet life of a garrison commander. He lives in the Ducal Barracks. It is said that the